Today I want to talk to you about an article somebody sent me. It's in Variety and it's about the Sundance Film Festival. And this article made me laugh and it also kind of offended me. It's not meaning to offend anybody, but I just want to talk to you about it a little bit, kind of work it out here. So the article is about how the indie filmmakers at this year's Sundance Film Festival are making rule-breaking, bizarre films. Let's just take that in for a second, okay? Suddenly, indie filmmakers are making rule-breaking, bizarre films. Like, isn't that what we do? It's such a ridiculous comment, but at the same time, I understand why. So the Sundance Film Festival started out with a lot of crazy indie films, and then it kind of went very corporate mainstream, and maybe now it's coming back with this, or is it that mainstream films have realized that bizarre rule-breaking films are actually something people want, which indie filmmakers have known for a long time. So all the films mentioned in this article, I haven't seen any of them. This isn't about the films. They might be the best films on the planet. It has nothing to do with that. But all these films have huge budgets. I'm talking multi-million-dollar budgets. And they're produced by known companies, and they're distributed by huge companies. And good for them. I'm glad they're doing it. Wonderful. But what's offensive about this is all of us out there making films for under $250,000 or much, much less. When I say under, could be a 5-figure or even a 4-figure budget. I've seen people do crazy stuff. Where's their press? Like, where are their accolades? I have a film right now that's taking a beating on the film festival circuit. It's weird and it's small budget. But actually, someone in the industry wrote a little critique of it, and it wasn't, I didn't ask for it. It was like a friend sent them the film, and I had nothing to do with it, and talked about how it did what Don't Look Up couldn't do. And I'm going to get to Don't Look Up in a second. But it's fascinating because this is a person in the industry. It's what they call third-party verification. I don't know them. She didn't even ask them for a critique. She just sent them the film because she wanted to share it. And it just sort of drove home. It's all about the money and all about what PR you can get. And it's sad to me and it offends me on a deeper level that it's about elitism in the end. And I hate to use that term. It's thrown around so much, but it really is. I mean, I know many filmmakers. I am not the only one making bizarre, wacko films that are breaking the format, okay? They're not following a instigating event followed by a story arc at page 25. This happens, and page 75, that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. I've written stuff like that. It's lovely, but there are people out there breaking all the rules. They're not saving the cat. They don't like the cat. They don't care about the cat. Like, they're doing all of this crazy stuff, and they're not getting the credit for it simply because of money. So let's talk about that a little bit, PR and money and the way PR works. So there's a couple of examples of this, like Don't Look Up, okay? That's, I think, and I could be a little bit off, around a $75 million picture. That's how much money went into that film. And they got bad reviews, apparently. I don't know. I haven't seen the film. I'm purposely talking about stuff I haven't seen because I really don't want to trash the people making the films, okay? It's not about that. But from what I understand, it's falling short on the point it's trying to make. It's a little too slick. And instead of just taking that, there are all these opinion pieces being written, which of course are there, placed by PR people to get some positive things for the film, and then it's used to get the regular Jane and Joe on Facebook to make comments and support how it's just being beaten down because of what it's about. Now, that may be your personal opinion if you're someone running on Facebook, but Shari, I think that's fine. That's fine. Again, I haven't seen it. It's not about that. But mostly, it's this wave of PR, and you're being used for that. And yet they have so much money, they shouldn't need to use the everyday person. The real indie filmmaker needs the everyday person to stand up for their films. Okay, Hollywood has millions of dollars, good for them. Again, I watch Hollywood movies all the time. This is not me bashing them. This is just about behind the scenes and how things are really messed up. And I would use a different word there, but I'm trying to be clean. So they're really, really messed up. You know, someone told me a story years ago about the Academy Awards. This is another fabulous example. Years ago, I released my first feature and I had a PR person on the film, and he told this story. I'll never forget it. He worked for a major film company, and I do mean major Hollywood film company, and ran PR. And they didn't have the same kind of PR budget as some of the other studios. So when the Academy Awards came around and they had a film that was nominated, they sent everybody at the Academy a pen, a nice pen thanking them for their consideration. Another studio took the entire Academy to a winery for the weekend to hang out with a big star at the time. Guess who won the award? Now, I'm not saying the other person wasn't deserving and that other film didn't deserve all it got. But the point of it is it's about the money and the marketing. I know somebody recently who was affiliated with a film that won an Academy Award, and he said, when we were shortlisted, we thought, okay, absolutely, we deserve that. Then when we got nominated, we're like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And then all the marketing people started asking for more and more content and stuff to use, and they won. But it was this huge marketing campaign to get the film to win. And an indie filmmaker doesn't have that. And that, I think, is what, getting back to the article, is killing me about this article, because there are a lot of indie films out there that meet what they're talking about. But they don't have the money, they don't have the names, they don't have the connections, so they can't get into the big festivals, and then they can't get the press. A film that has, let's say, a $40 million budget for making the film, the production budget, they also have a $40 million PR budget. If you're a little indie filmmaker who's cobbled together $60,000, $200,000 to make a film, good for you, but you have nothing left for PR. And without PR, quite frankly, your film sits in a drawer. It just does. It might play a few festivals, you might self-release online, you might get a small distribution company to put it out, but you're not going to make a dime, and most people won't hear about it. And that's really, really sad to me, that the machine behind the machine is just running the show. They're deciding what everyone's going to see. Just some food for thought. Go support an indie filmmaker. They need you. They need you to talk about their films. Don't look up, and films like that will be fine. They have money. Talk about an indie filmmaker. I'm begging you. I'm asking you. Be supportive of them. And I want to say to you, if you're an indie filmmaker watching this, I'm there with you. I'm right there with you. I believe in you. And just getting your film done, you deserve the Academy Award.